Horizon Forbidden West DLC, Burning Shores, follows everyone's favourite robot dinosaur fighting redhead Aloy as she ventures to the burning shores of post-apocalyptic Los Angeles in search of the last remaining living ancestor, Walter Londra. Chances are you know by now if you like Horizon games. And this DLC doesn't stray far from the formula. Aloy still talked constantly.
Leave this alone for now. I gotta get Seika up here first.
The settlements were frustratingly hard to navigate and there was a lot of climbing. And honestly, I really enjoyed it. Burning Shores, much like Horizon Zero Dawn's The Frozen Wilds, focuses on a single new tribe. In this case, the old world knowledge-seeking Quen. Unlike the Frozen Wilds Banuk though, the Quen have no inherent relationship to the Burning Shores. They just recently wound up there after a storm that saw them separated from the other half of their expedition.
You have no idea.
I found it annoyingly hard to care about the Quen of Fleet's End, the new settlement in Burning Shores. Even the mission about compliance, the Spanish Inquisition-esque quarters of ancient knowledge that pitted neighbour against neighbour, felt too sparse and rushed to draw me in. And that was disappointing, as so much of the enjoyment I had playing the Frozen Wilds was from learning more about the Banuk, their customs and their relationship to the land. I love a good bit of environmental lore, and there just wasn't a lot here to sink my teeth into. The only Quen Aloy spends any real time with is Seika. Her similarities with Aloy are numerous, both warriors, strong-willed, outsiders of some kind or another. Seika's mission to find her missing sister parallels Aloy's own to find Walter, and having someone new to work alongside was fun. Seika's combat style was mainly to tie down machines, making them easier to shoot. And while this was something refreshingly new, I did find myself missing some of the tankier companions from the main game, like Erend and Talana. It's not a huge spoiler by now, but Burning Shores throws in some love interest between Aloy and Seika. I'm not a big fan of romance in video games as a whole, and I did find the pace a bit jarring. Their relationship blossoming after only a 5-hour or so campaign just didn't really land with me. It was refreshing to see Aloy in a new light though, despite its awkwardness. And it did go part of the way to softening her often stoic, I'm only here to save the world demeanour. Much like the Forbidden West, Burning Shores was a visual treat. Whether it was exploring the Quen encampment of Fleet's End, delving through the abandoned buildings of the Hollywood Hills, or travelling across the waters in the new skiff vehicle, there was always something beautiful to look at. While I wouldn't go as far as Guerrilla in calling the clouds explorable landscapes, they really did feel dynamic to fly through, and I genuinely found myself pausing mid-mission to admire some of the magic hour lighting of the day-night cycles. Pangea Park, an area accessed later in the game, was a fun and obvious nod to the game's Jurassic Park influences. A thriving entertainment park pre-apocalypse, the island's holographic dinosaur entertainment could still be seen flickering in the skies as I approached. The park's imagery, combined with the real-life dinosaur-esque robots roaming the space, combined to provide an exciting and pretty iconic battle arena. Spectacle seems as good a point as any to pivot to Burning Shores' eccentric antagonist, Walter Londra. I just love the kind of character who, while preparing to escape the planet before a sentient AI arrives to destroy it, finds time to build a museum of himself for the purpose of educating the locals? This man loves drama. While I didn't always understand Londra's motives, I found him to be a compelling and entertaining addition to Horizon's canon of villains. Despite some of the more heinous crimes he commits, brainwashing anyone? I really couldn't help but find him anything more than a mustache-twiddling cartoon villain. And honestly, that was fine with me. A lot of Horizon's story is very serious, due in no small part to the seriousness of the protagonist herself. So to have an antagonist that was a bit camp in his dastardliness was a breath of fresh air. Gameplay has been tweaked slightly for this DLC, with the addition of an extra Valor Surge and 2 new skills per skill tree. Some of these I admittedly didn't even touch, but a few, like the Machine Grapple Strike and Flying Grapple Launch, were great additions. There's also the new weapon, the Spectre Gauntlet. This piece of Ancestor technology quickly became my go-to. Its relative affordability of use, combined with the speed with which it mowed down tough machines, made it a no-brainer. Especially after upgrading, which I would highly suggest you do. The Spectre Gauntlet also cleverly goes some way to solving the issue of no auto-aim in Horizon games, allowing you to place a beacon on an enemy that the Spectre's missile will seek out. I leaned heavily on this throughout the later game, especially when dealing with some of the larger enemies. Speaking of, and without giving too much away, the final boss battle is, in my opinion, worth the hype. It's a poorly kept secret at this point, and yes, it is exactly what you think it is. But the magnitude of the fight is impressive. I really enjoyed utilising all the weapons at my disposal to take down the most impressively sized enemy that the Horizon games have brought us so far. Despite some clunky narrative pacing, I enjoyed my time in the Burning Shores, and can see myself dipping back in every now and again until I've explored all that post-apocalyptic Los Angeles has to offer. Jurassic Park knockoffs, moustache-twiddling villains and all. Play.